Sadly, my mum passed away in 2008, and just before she passed I said, oh, I think your life and our life together on the station was really unique, and I just don't think that that kind of lifestyle's around anymore, and I'm gonna make an album based on your life, Mum, and I'm gonna write a book too. Sort of, oh yeah.
First time we met, we had an old band, a family band many years ago called the Dead Ring Band. It was my wife and my two kids, Casey, my daughter, and Nash, and my wife Diane. That was the Dead Ringer Band, and we did a festival in Derby, northwestern West Australia, and Lynn was there, and this is like 27 years ago, I reckon, something like that.
And Bill's wrote me a little note, which is keep up. What do you say?
I can't remember.
I've got it on CD somewhere. Yes. He wrote me a little thing like, keep on going, you're doing good, or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I was impressed. Yeah.
This is my life, and I wouldn't change a thing. Living on it, and it's giving me wings.
Good evening, everyone. Could I just have your attention, please? I've been given the honour of launching Lynn's latest album. And can I start by saying what a great week to be in Calgary Boulder.
This is my life, and I wouldn't change a thing. Living on air, it's giving me wings. This is my
a great deal of pride and pleasure that I now formally launch this album and now hand you over to Josie Boyle and Aubrey Lynch to complete the ceremony. Thanks, Aubrey. Thanks, Josie. I knew Lynn way back when she was only a little girl. I was working on a pastoral station on Melita in the early 50s. We used to have the cooks coming and going at Melita. One cook stayed for probably for 1 year, you get another one, and all the period that I spent on Melita, there's about 10 cooks come and gone at the station. And when they advertised for another cook, Lynn's mum turned up with this little girlie. And she was only a little girl, and I always called her a nuisance, Because when we were working on this pastoral station, whether I'm riding a horse or on a motorbike, she's always there, in front of me. They always want to get on the bike or on a horse and things like that,
Along the way I'd run into Bill Chambers, and he had actually also, him and his family had also lived on Melita for a short time many years later. And Bill said to me, that he lived on Melita, and I thought he was pulling my leg.
No.
And then he kind of talked about it, and I went, oh, no, he's for real. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Just had that in common, and it's a really special place. It's got a really special feel about it, that particular station, and I guess that time too. So
I think I was back here with my daughter doing a show in Cal at the entertainment centre, and we hooked up again and just started chatting, and she said, I'd like to make a record with you. It sort of snowballed from there, and we kept talking, and finally we started, and that was close to 5 years ago.
I flew over to the New South, and we started making this album. I think we did a couple of visits, and we packed down all the gear, and I said, oh, we didn't write that song, for Melita, we didn't write it. And so we sort of sat there and then, and maybe in an hour or so, I did a verse, he did a verse, and then the chorus, and then we shared a verse, and then Bill just got the mic out, and we sat around, he played guitar, and we recorded it there and then, and I loved it. It just sounded just gorgeous, and a great way to finish the album, really. So
Lynn and I have been working together on and off for about five or 6 years. We've known each other for 26 years. We realised that we had a fair bit in common because we'd both lived there at different times. Quite an amazing place, not that far from here. Beautiful spot. Here we go, let's do it.
I was only 5 years old, we had nowhere else to go. Somehow we made our way to Melita Station. Mom learned to be a cook from a battered recipe book. That's how we made a home on Melita
how the grass never grows and no one ever goes down the road that leads to Melita Station. It's a long way off the track in the far out back. It's years since I left Melita Station. Many miles we have run, many years we have come, and our lives have seen so many changes. I wish we could go back down that old bush track where we lived long ago on Melita Station.
I feel really special about it and really lucky to be launching it in Boulder. So after we left the station, we moved into a caravan park down the road, just down the road, and went to school from there. So just feels right that to be kicking it off here and to do that with Bill, awesome.
We've been on tour with Casey, my daughter, and we flew in last Friday to Perth, drove to Geraldton, played Geraldton, Perth, Ravenswood, Bunbury, Albany, Esperance, then Kalgoorlie. That's what got me here. But Lynn knew we were coming. We spoke, and she said, "Well, if you're coming, let's do a gig the next day." And that's how we got here.
And then he said yes, and then it was like, really? Okay, I better do stuff.
Yeah. She didn't have the album.
And then finished with it,
artwork or nothing.
Artwork. So.
But it took that to get you going, didn't it?
Yeah, it's great. Like
Perfect.
It's meant to be.
Yeah.
Been toing and frying to Perth, and I did a bit of recording here at Jumabooka in Kalgoorlie, and with Mark Donohoe at Apollo 10 in Perth. So I sort of been to a few studios to finish off bits and pieces.
We love Lynn, but she takes a while to make up her mind on things. So she kept changing her mind on things, but she's finally, after 5 years of hit and miss and changing songs and changing keys and changing musicians, and we finally arrived at something she was satisfied with, and we got it out this weekend.
It's just taken a while to get there, but I wanted to do it right because it's dedicated to my mother. It's also about being authentic to that time. I wanted to have a really stripped back acoustic sort of 50s country sound, so it sounded authentic and reflective of that time, so I didn't want too many bells and whistles.
I've played in front of probably 50,000 people with my daughter's band here and there, but tonight in Boulder, it was just as good as any gig anywhere. It's really all about the vibe you get from people, and there's a lot of friendly people there tonight. They were into the music. They loved what Lynn did because she's a local, of course, and she was singing about local things. So you can't get a better gig than that anywhere in the world.
Sun up, sun down, follow the work around. Sunrise, sunset, the old cook, she don't rest. Big drown, dust cloud, not much feet around. Red dirt, dry lake, you better look out for old man Snake. When rain do fall, no one comes at all. The track gets slack. If you go out, you can't get back.
And Lynn is a real person, there's no doubt about that. She's very generous, very, very humble, and she loves people. And that was obvious tonight, you could feel the love in the room and the fact that they're proud of her because she's a local,
I'm hoping that people will feel there's a real warmth and a real open-heartedness, which is really part of the bush and a part of bush people from around here. I'm hoping they feel that warmth, that sense of space from the desert.
I just feel the way she has respect in this community an absolute credit to her.
Follow